So our opener today is a little bit of a review from yesterday. So the directions say for each problem, let x equal 7, y equals -3, and z equal 2. Evaluate the expression. So what are we using? What is it called when we're given a number that represents a variable and then we're putting it in the expression? Replacing or? Substitution. What are these signs right here in this first problem? No, they're straight up and down lines.
Absolute value.
Absolute value. Absolute value tells us what? What does absolute? Okay, what does that mean though?
It's going to be even.
Say again?
Parentheses.
No?
It's going to be even.
Nope.
It's
Absolute value of a number is always going to be positive. And it basically tells us the distance a number is from 0 on the number line. So, when we go to fill in these, instead of putting the variable, what should you put around the variable? Parentheses, okay? So when I go to rewrite this expression, I'm going to put absolute value 3 plus, what do I substitute for x? 7 in a parentheses, absolute value sign, plus 6 parentheses, and what do I substitute for z? 2. Now, this is where our lesson from last week comes into play, because now we're going to have to use the order of operations to solve this expression. So order of operations is PEMDAS. P, we do what's in the groupings first, the grouping symbols or the parentheses. Well, my grouping symbols here are going to be the absolute value symbols. So I'm going to start within those absolute value symbols first and solve. So what does that get me?
2.
Yeah, so I take 3 plus 7. I get the absolute value of 10 plus 6 times 2. Okay? I still have my grouping symbols, so I need to get rid of those. What's the absolute value of 10? 10, yeah, it's just positive. So I'm bringing down that 10 plus 6 times 2. That's not what I wanted to do. 6, there we go. Then I'm going to do 6 times 2, as Josh said, which is 12. And then my final answer is
22.
nice. Good, Maddie. How we do? Good? All right, next one. X squared plus y to the 4th minus 3 times z minus 54. So I'm going to put my parentheses, and what do I substitute for x?
7.
Parentheses, what do I substitute for y? -3 to the 4th. Z I substitute 2 and minus 54. Excuse me, guys. All right. So now once I've substituted, I go through and I use order of operations to finish my expression. Order of operations. Do I see any grouping symbols? A quantity of numbers within parentheses? No, all these parentheses here mean to multiply of some sort. So if I don't have any grouping symbols, I move to what? Nah. Parentheses are my grouping symbols. Exponents. So I have 2 exponents up here. So let's go ahead and get those both taken care of. What's 7 squared going to be? 49. Then I have -3 to the 4th power. Do you guys know the positive and negative trick? If my exponent is an even number, so if my exponent's an even number, my answer is going to be positive or negative? Positive. So if your exponent's an even number, your answer is going to be a positive answer. So what's -3 to the 4th power? 81. Positive or negative? Positive 81. So we're going to bring down that plus 81. Now, if it was an odd exponent, my 81 would actually be a negative. Okay? And bring down the rest of my problem. Are there questions on this step that I just completed? Any confusion? It's okay if there is, because I understand it's math and math can be tricky. Okay, now what do I do? Yeah, -3 times 2. I'm going to multiply. What does that equal?
-6.
Perfect. And my final step that I can complete all together here.
Add and subtract.
Working.
Left to right.
Does it matter which order?
No.
Nah, I want to make sure I just work it left to right. So what's 49 plus 81?
130.
49 plus 81 is what?
130.
130, you said? Then I have minus 6 minus 54. So let's do that in one last step. So what's 130 minus 6?
124.
And then 124 minus 54?
70.
Say what?
70.
70? Y'all agree with them? I don't have a calculator, so I'm trusting you. If you did not get it and you don't understand what you missed, ask. If you did not get it and you understand what you messed up on, fix it so you get a +2 on your opener. All right, last one. Chance, tell me how to rewrite this.
12. Parentheses 7. Plus 3. Parentheses 2. Plus 48. Over 2. Parentheses -3.
Good. Okay. This one you can really start in two different places. What thought process did you guys do? What step did you start with, or steps?
Substitution.
Okay, we started with substitution. Once we did substitution, we're ready for order of operations. What operation could I go through and complete all at once on this expression?
Exponents.
No exponents there.
Parentheses.
Huh?
Multiply.
Multiplying. I could go through and I could multiply 12 times 7, 3 times 2, and 2 times -3. I can do that all in one step. Instead of making you guys rewrite each step, let's do all the multiplication in one step now. So what's 12 times 7?
84.
So we have 84 plus 3 times 2 plus 48 divided by, okay, what's 2 times -3?
-6.
Okay. And if you wrote each individual step, that's okay. But we can go ahead and knock out all the same operations in one step now. From here, I need to do what next? Divide. Okay, so what am I dividing here?
48 -6.
Which equals? So I have 84 plus 6, then what do I write? -8. Remember, because if there's an addition sign and a subtraction sign touching, the subtraction sign or the negative sign wins. All right, and then we can finish this in one step, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I do that?
Read it left to right. And
Yeah, left to right, add, subtract. 84 plus 6 is
90.
90. 90 minus 8 is?
82.
There you go.